Society. I'm not a survivor who's stuck at sea, or a child living in poverty. I'm not an injured patient from a natural disaster, but was once a victim of being bullied and laughed at. I don't follow a religion, I've never prayed to a priest. I'm just a young songwriter who's trying to preach and reach out to this world that's full of people, because half don't even know the meaning of equal. Those asylum seekers, whose country made them weaker. Does killing one man mean dropping bombs on a town where once stood high with love and community is now uneven ground? The cries from the survivors, the screams from the injured, and then the silence from the lost ones buried under the timber. The least we could do is make the arrival feel welcome, but instead we just moan, go back to where you came from, where there's no shoes for their feet or food to eat, or even a shelter to get a decent sleep. But eating KFC and Mackie D's, it doesn't come to our attention. The news is so induced in celebrity crap even they forget to mention. The abused pensioners, or the brutal attacks, where people are dying just because they're black. Are we going back in time with violence and crime as if this is all shits and giggles? Forgetting Luther King died for equality, or Mandela, he went to prison for his people. But we forget all of that, along with that gun-up attack on a club that was made for gays. Is it that much of an offender having sex with the same gender that you'd pull out a gun and spray? Because now the news is heaving with families grieving, flowers and candles to say rest in peace. But I'd say with huge expression that this place called heaven is far safer than planet Earth would ever be. Because the papers feel the need to advertise games like Need for Speed instead of naming those British soldiers killed in action. Is it just me, or have majority lost their minds and priorities, treating life as an amusement attraction? Because power comes before patience, and democracy comes before the trust. War comes before all of us people, and the money will always come before the love. I'm not a survivor of a genocide or lack of education. I'm not a survivor who's been stabbed in the chest for simply not looking Caucasian. But if you put all of these relations into one realization, we are all just survivors of a fucked generation.
The guitar to go through.
I'm so glad I was recording that.